Hello everyone, good morning to all of you. Welcome to the platform of Unacademy. Yes, boys and girls, am I audible to you? Yes, boys and girls, am I audible? Yes, good morning. Yes, Nan, good morning. Welcome to the platform of Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. Here we are going to provide you daily live classes, live tests, quiz, structure courses, and unlimited access with one subscription. I hope all of you downloaded the Unacademy app. Those who haven't downloaded the Unacademy app, please download the Unacademy app because special classes and live classes available only on it. Those who are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Harshvardhan Singh, and on this platform I'm going to teach you all the aspects of history including history optional, economics and international relations. Currently my lecture series on modern India and economics is going on. I already completed the lecture series of world history as well as international relations. So those who haven't watched it, please watch it. It is available on YouTube channel UPSC CSE English as well as it is available on app. Those who want to connect with me, you can connect with me through my Telegram channel at unacademy underscore Harshvi10, or you can connect with me through Unacademy app at Harshvardhan Singh for you. Any question, any doubt, you can ask me directly. Yes, everyone, I'm having 9-year experience in the field of civil services as an educator at Delhi, Pune, and Nagpur. Yes, these are our top educators. Please do watch the videos. It will be really beneficial for you. I hope all of you subscribe to Unacademy. If you haven't subscribed, just subscribe to Unacademy because your subscription is most important for us. Your subscription made us possible to present such videos. If you are not going to subscribe, then it is not possible. So please subscribe to Unacademy. We are going to provide you two options, plus as well as iconic. In the plus option, we have 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 month, 24 and 36 month option. I insist you at least have 12-month subscription. It will cost around just 44,550. Yes, just 44,550 after using my code. My code is HarshV10. This is my code. If you use the code, it will just cost around 44,550. The same way, if you want to take iconic subscription, because in iconic subscription we are going to provide you more than plus subscription. Here we are going to discuss the question and answers with you related to mains, study planner as well as personal guidance. So for 12 months it costs around 62,550 after using my code HarshV10, because if you use the code you will get the 10% discount as well as you are going to count as my student. Yes, the same way optional, we are going to provide you 1 year subscription for 24,750. These are the batches which we are going to launch by today. These batches are for 1 year, 2 year, weekend batches for NCRTs and all. So it is available in Hindi, English and bilingual. So according to your own convenience, please go and join it. Yes, everyone, the iconic price is already there. Combo offer, we are going to provide you those who want to take the guidance, yes, from the best faculty in the India right now. So for iconic subscription of GS, an optional subscription, it will cost around 88,705, and for plus subscription for both GS and optional it costs around 70,103 after using my code HarshV10. Yes, these are my special classes available on app, and the most important thing here, we are not just going to discuss the syllabus, we are going to discuss a different aspect. For example, strategy. On the app we discuss the strategy, then we discuss about MCQs, we discuss about question and answer related to mains, we discuss about one more important aspect, that is frame how to frame answer. Means if you want the good flow, there should be structure, and we are going to teach you how to make the structure, demand of the question, what is required, and all on the app. So those who haven't watched it, just go and watch it, and whatever I'm going to tell you, it is based on my personal experience. Clear? And authentic information I'm going to provide you. So don't worry about that. If you feel so this person is going to help us, then please follow me on there. Quick recap of last lecture. In the last lecture, we discussed about the situation from 1934 to 1939. In that, we mentioned about a most important aspect, that is 1935 Act. Then we mentioned about 1936 elections. In that election, the majority of Congress, yes, 5 provinces, Congress got the majority. In 1 provinces, near half seats, and rest the largest party. So combinedly, Congress established their government. Some in some places it's the coalition at 9 places. So 9 out of 11 provinces, Congress established their government. Then we discuss about as Congress made the lofty promises in their election manifesto. So Congress has to fulfill, and these basically promises based on socialist program, agrarian reform. So Congress introduced agrarian reform. Then labor reforms, as they promised, they introduced the labor reform. Then they talk about the rights. Yes, they provided the rights. Along with that, they also talk about release of political prisoners, release of political prisoners. So these things were done by Congress, and this is basically a dress rehearsal of independent India's parliament, because first time Indian gets the opportunity to manage the portfolio by them in a democratic way. Yes. So we have discussed that in 1936 session there were 2 sessions in the same year. One is Lucknow session in the early, and second is the Fazpur session. 38 there was a session. 37 there was no session because of the election and all. 38 there was a session, and that session was known as Haripura session. 39 Tripuri session. In these 2 sessions, Subhash Chandra Bose became the president of Indian National Congress. Clear? We discussed this thing in the previous lecture. Now we are going to discuss the aspect that leads to resignation of Congress. Along with that, how oh, 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 oh. Extremely sorry, boys and girls. Yes, extremely sorry, as I'm teaching both the subjects, so I thought it is history subject. And yes, everyone, extremely sorry for the mistake, but whatever we have discussed, I'm not going to repeat in the history class. Yes, everyone. Nayan, good morning. Vijay Kumar, Soumya Ranjan, yes, Ashwini, PK, and Anaga, very good morning, and extremely sorry for that. What, guys and girls, you haven't interrupted me. That's sir, this is the economics lecture. Why you're going to teach history? Sorry. किसी महान आदमी ने कह के गया कि बड़े बड़े देशों में छोटी छोटी बातें होती रहती है. So, happened. How can I miss? Today is a budget session, and that's why we are going to discuss the aspect. It happened. Sorry, really sorry for the same. Actually, I'm laughing on myself. How it is possible? It is because I was just making the PPTs for history, so that's why it is a continuation of things. Okay. A quick recap of last lecture. In the last lecture of Indian economy, we have discussed, yes, yesterday only, we have discussed an important aspect, that is effects of inflation. Effects of inflation. So on the different stakeholder we have discussed, then we mentioned about creditors and debitors. Clear? Then we mention about effects of inflation on lending. Then we mention one more aspect, inflation of on export, import. Then we mention about balance of trade. Then we mention about other aspects as well. Thank you, Satish. Thank you. Okay. So these things we discussed in the previous lecture in the special class. Those who haven't watched it, just go and watch it. I request you to go and watch it because this is the practical aspect of inflation and UPSC is going to ask the question related to the same. If you've gone through previous year question paper, you will get to know that. So what type of effect of inflation over it? So quick recap of that, we have mentioned that it is the case that is it is a redistribution of wealth, redistribution of wealth from creditor to debtor, creditor to debtor. How it is? So we have mentioned yesterday, as I gave you example. So with this example all aspects are going to clear. So suppose I gave you the example of creditor and debtor yesterday only. These are the two friends. Suppose this is the A, sorry, this is B and this is the A. If B gave 1 lakh rupees to A, if B gave 1 lakh rupees to A friends, so how much B, so how much A is going to return? Of course A is going to return 1 lakh rupees. Simple trade. आपके एक दोस्त ने दूसरे दोस्त को पैसे दिए 1 लाख रुपए, तो दूसरा दोस्त पहले दोस्त को कितने वापस करेगा? 1 लाख. सिंपल. But when this person gave this amount, it was 2020, and it was the case 2020. So what A did, A purchased gold or anything, investment. Let's take example of gold. Gold is a safe investment. So A purchased the gold worth rupees 1 lakh rupees. A is going to return their money after year. How much he is going to return? 1 lakh rupee. But it is a phase of inflation. Suppose in 2020 inflation was 1%, and in 2021 inflation rate is 10%. So of course prices are going to increase. So now the gold worth rupees 1 lakh doesn't remain for 1 lakh. The price is going to increase. So suppose if 10% is increased, that means 1 lakh 10,000 is the value of that gold. So how much A is going to pay B? 1 lakh only. So this 10 lakh, sorry, 10,000 rupees is going to left with A. So this B was known as a creditor and A was known as debitor. So फायदे में कौन रहा? In general, फायदे में कौन रहा? Debitor, because the value of money increases. Clear? And when the amount written by A to B, it is the same 1 lakh rupee. तो नुकसान किसे हुआ? Of course B को हुआ. And now if B want to purchase the gold of 1 lakh rupee, it is much lesser than what this person is earning. So it is very common sense, common phenomena, that is creditor and debitor. In the case of inflation, creditor suffer, debitor gains. But if it is a reverse condition, if it is a phase of deflation, it just reverse. If it is a phase of deflation, then creditor gains, debitor loses. Yes, everyone, is that clear to you? Yes, is that clear? Then we mention about the lending as well. We mention about the import and export. Import and export, I just want to mention one more time. Just give me some second. We mention about the import and export. So export gains, imports suffers. How it is? So just go and watch the video. It is available on app. Clear? So this thing we discussed in the last lecture. Along with that, initial three plans we have discussed. The first 5-year plan, second 5-year plan, third 5-year plan we discussed in the last lecture. Now today we are going to discuss the budget. Yes, everyone, today is the budget session at our place 11 o'clock. At the same time budget is going to present in the parliament. देखा? Matching, competition. Yes, our finance minister is going to present the budget in the parliament. So tell me one thing, what do you know about budget? What is budget? Why it is required? First question, what is budget? Yes, boys and girls, it's very simple question I asked. What is budget? Nayan, I know it is distracting me, but do you know that it is far away from my place and people have a freedom of expression and they are taking that opportunity. Yes, yes, Siddharthan, estimate of revenue and expenditure. Okay, so as Siddharthan said, I accept it. It is the estimate of revenue and expenditure. Yes, everyone. Other than that, have you ever seen the budget in your life? Because the most important problem, as I said, in terms of economy, that most of us doesn't relate these terms in our life. We used to consider it as a term related to government, related to subject. When we consider these terms are the part of our life, then only we are going to understand in a better manner. Yes, Nilesh said estimate of government spending. हाँ भाई सब पैसे वैसे कमाओगे नहीं, सिर्फ खर्च करोगे. Whether budget is a part of your life? Yes, budget is part of your life. Yes. How it is so? Let's take example. Here is you after joining any job or after starting anything. एक पैसा कमाना जिसे कहते हैं ना कि आपने पैसा कमाना शुरू कर दिया. You started earning right now. Suppose बाकी है अभी. Suppose, yes. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm going to explain in very simple word for you. Suppose you started earning. So now your salary is, suppose, 10,000. 10k is your salary. So what you are going to do, as you are hard earning, you earn 10,000 rupees on the first day of February, and today is the first day. You got the job in 2021, first day of January. Now your salary is credited in your amount. So now you have a choice. You have a choice that you can spend whole 10k on 1st February only. 1st February. Yes, because you are earning. You have sole right what to do and what not to do. So suppose if you are going to spend every penny which you are having on the first day, what about the rest 28 days of February? What you're going to do? Is there anybody who's going to help you, including your parents? No. Parents are not going to help you. And if they are going to help you, it is the form of loan. Then what should be the case? How you're going to spend? So here budget works. Here budget works. Budget is basically proper management of funds, because in the budget you are going to know one thing, that is income, source and expenditure. But along with that, one more aspect is there in your budget, that is saving. Because you don't know, as the pandemic is there, situation is worst, maybe you can lose your job as well. So what to do? There should be some saving. So this is the way you are going to manage your own budget. 10,000, you know, incoming is a 10,000. Expenditure, you are not going to spend that in a one go. So what you're going to do in budget, you're going to divide that. Rent, food, recharge, traveling, yes, then entertainment, etc. and savings. This should be your case. Yes, this should be your case. You know income. So after getting first month salary, you will realize one more thing. 10K is not possible in a metropolitan city to survive. So what to do? You're not getting anything outside. Just now you have option of 10K. But still you want to augment your revenue source. You're not happy. Nobody is going to be happy. Suppose if you are living in a Delhi or if you are living in a Mumbai, it is not possible to survive in 10K. What to do? So you start thinking to augment the revenue source. By quitting job it is not possible. Then what should be the case? Then you are going to do some part-time work, some extra work. So you want to add more income source. You want to generate the revenue source. How can you? So with the saving you are going to invest things. Yes, with the saving you are going to invest, and with that investment you will get some return. Clear? So this is the way you are going to augment your revenue source, and along with that expenditure is the same. So budget is the process with you can manage your income and you can manage your expenditure. You will get the exact idea how much thing you have to spend. What if you don't have budget? This is also the question. What if you don't have budget? If you don't have budget, then the family is going to suffer. You are going to suffer. And that's why our budget system started with our family. Within our family, when our parents are going to earn, they have the calculation. इतना पैसा यहाँ देना है, उतना पैसा यहाँ देना है, सबके लिए. And even your parents, basically I'm really thankful that I born in India. Indian parents are thinking too much about their child, because they are thinking about the marriage, they are thinking about the education of that person, and other than that also they are thinking about the birthday gifts as well. They are thinking about any unexpected thing, like any accident, anything. So some contingency fund they reserve. And how it is possible? It is possible without, it is possible only with the budget, with the proper plan, and that is known as budget. So budget is very essential. If we consider it is a part of our family, it is important. Let's take example of India. India is a full of family, and our responsibility we handed over to finance minister. So finance minister is going to take care of the budget of the country. So what exactly the budget? In the budget it is very simple thing. Budget, it is very simple thing. Incoming and outgoing. Incoming, incoming of money and outgoing of money. So incoming is basically known as, incoming is basically known as receipts, means which they receive, and outgoing is known as expenditure, spending. Incoming as a receipt, outgoing as an expenditure. These receipts are also having many aspects, as I mentioned earlier. When your income is limited, so you want to augment your revenue source. So the same way government of India is going to do the same thing. Yes, government of India is going to same thing, that is they want to earn money from different sources. One most important source is of course the tax collection. But other than tax collection, there are many aspects. Other than tax collection, there are many aspects. The expenditure also having the aspect. So basic concept of budget is clear to you? Yes, everyone. The basic concept of budget is clear to you? What exactly budget is? Budget is basically planning, and which are going to think about the income and expenditure. Income is known as receipt. Expenditure is of course known as expenditure. And spending is known as expenditure. Yes, everyone, is that clear to you? Is that clear to you? Good. Now, The basic concept of budget, which is mentioned in the constitution, I'm going to tell you. Budget is known as annual financial statement. Budget is known as annual financial statement. Yes, everyone. You're thinking that why this person again flipped that? Because I'm having question. Budget consists of how many years? बजट जो होता है उसमें कितने साल इंक्लूड होते हैं? मीन्स बजट इज आज टुडे our finance minister is going to present budget. Yes, I am asking the question related to today. 2021 budget is right now finance minister is presenting in parliament. So please tell me for which year she is going to present the budget. Yes, everyone, my basic question, for which year FM is presenting budget. Yes, everyone. A very simple question I ask you. Nilesh said 2020. Neha said 1 year, that is from first April to March 2021. Nayan said 2021 to 22. Financial year from, no, I want year. Financial year, okay. Financial year 2021 to 22, okay. So everybody agrees with one. Everybody agrees with one thing, that is 2021 to 2022. Yes, boys and girls, this is the financial year. Agree? Yes, the budget year 2021 to 2022. Agree, all of you? Any confusion? No. So whether it is the same thing or something different is there, we are going to discuss. Yes, Anagra, Nayan, Kiran, Ashwini, Soha, Siddharth, San. Yes, I agree with you. But let's check whether exactly it is the same case or something different. Clear. Next thing, the Article 112 of Indian Constitution deals with the annual financial statement, that is budget. Yes, everyone, please pay attention right now. It incorporates 3 financial years. It incorporated 3 financial years. How it is so? Actuals of preceding year. Actuals of preceding year. Revised estimate of current year and budget estimate of next year. So remember one thing, budget is having 3 years. Actuals of previous year, revised estimate of current year and budget estimate for next year. So please remember, do not get confused in your whole life. Budget, it doesn't means this only. Budget, it doesn't means the budget estimate for next year. Tell me one thing, as the last year, I just want to give you the example. Last year, that is 2020, finance minister present the budget for 2020 to 2021. Yes, she estimated. When she presented the budget, do you really think so that she was having idea of pandemic? Yes, everyone. When she presented the budget, whether she was having any idea related to the pandemic, that pandemic is going to struck India and this pandemic is going to ruin our economy, whether she had any idea? It's just like an act of God for her. She doesn't have any idea. Yes, everyone. She doesn't have that idea that pandemic is going to stuck India and India's economy is going to ruin because of that. Clear? So whatever projection or anything or fund allotted by her, do you think so it is sufficient? Sometimes it required some revision. Yes, because you estimated that. The word is estimated. Budget estimate for next year. She estimated, and estimate may be somehow what we can say. hmm, Sometimes it is according to the expectation, or sometimes it is not going to fulfill that expectation. कम भी हो सकता है, ज़्यादा भी हो सकता है ना? So suppose if whatever the she predicts, if it is not going to fulfill, then how it is going to fulfill? It is going to fulfill by the revised estimate of current. Means, for example, when she presented the budget estimate for 2021 and she considered that 100 rupees she is going to spend on one particular thing, and she thought that with this 100 rupees that particular project is going to finish. But you know, in India, if we estimate 100 rupees, it is not going to fulfill. Suppose any project is going to fulfill by 110 rupees. Estimate was 100, actual spending is 110. So what to do? हाथ खड़े कर दे, जैसे हम कर देते, नहीं नहीं हमें नहीं पता, तुमने किया, हमने 100 रुपए देते. It is the government. It is the government, and we have to take care of all the aspects. So now to pay 10 rupees more, what is required? That is revised estimate. Clear? Revised estimate is required. So budget consists of budget estimate of for next year, revised estimate of current year, and what about actuals of preceding years? This actual of preceding year means basically she is talking about 2019-20. Yes, everyone. So please remember, in current context, I am going to mention the today's budget so that you can relate yourself. So today she is going to present the budget. So she is going to present the budget estimate for 2021-2022. She is going to present the revised estimate for 2020-21, and she is going to present the actuals of preceding year. It is basically 2019 to 2020. Clear? So these are the 3 years incorporated. This is the 3 set figures included in budget. So most of us used to believe that budget is a presentation for next year. No, there are some pendings. So that pending has to clear, and that's why the actuals of preceding year. Sum up करना पड़ेगा ना, बही खाता अब जिसे कहते हैं बही खाता. Clear? So actually now new name is basically called Bahi Khata. Yes, everyone, is that clear to you? Yes, everyone. And one more thing, as background noise, it is far away from my place, but still I can't help, and I do one thing just to present the apology. I'm extremely sorry for that, but as you know, India loves freedom, and you cannot curtail the freedom because we are still in democracy. Yes, everyone. So this thing is clear to all of you. Next thing. So what budget consists of? Budget consists of two parts. The budget consists of two parts: capital and revenue. Budget consists of two parts: capital and revenue. This capital is having two aspects, that is capital receipt and capital expenditure. The same way revenue is having the same revenue receipt and revenue expenditure. Man, the halwa ceremony is before budget. The halwa ceremony is before budget only. Yes, it consists of two parts: capital budget and revenue budget. Capital budget is basically revenue and expenditure the same way, sorry, receipt and expenditure the same way revenue budget is revenue receipt and revenue expenditure. I mentioned that. You read it. But what about understanding what exactly the capital budget means? What exactly the revenue budget means? What exactly the capital receipt? यानी capital receipt क्या होता है भाई? कौन होता है? क्या कैसे पैसे आते हैं? ठीक है. Receipt is basically incoming. Don't you think so that you people are basically underestimating the power of her? Yes, everyone. ठीक है. बजट हमने कहा रिसीट रिसीट इनकमिंग है एक्सपेंडिचर आउटगोइंग है ठीक है तो what comes under this? What is capital? What is revenue? That is most important part. Siddharthan, one way of transaction revenue budget. Yes, what comes under capital? What comes under revenue? Because without understanding these terminologies, it is impossible for us to understand it. Yes, भाई और बहनों, देवी और सज्जनों, या फिर मित्रों, बताओ. No comment, Ashwini. Yes, everyone. What do you think? What comes under capital? What comes under revenue? Ashwini said revenue is basically taxes. She said revenue is taxes. Loan by government. I didn't get you, Nilesh. Please tell me and don't worry. Whatever the answer, right or wrong, doesn't matter to me because I'm here to help you. I just want your ideas. What do you think about it? Siddharthan says revenue is a taxes. Okay. And what about capital then? You all are stuck to revenue. What about capital? Yes, boys and girls. Capital receipt debt, non-loan debt, capital receipt. Yes, capital receipt. Okay. Ashwini said capital receipt consists of loan. Nilesh also said capital receipt is a loan. Okay. Capital expenditure. You're giving me the examples, means what it comes under that. You're giving me the example. I'm not interested in that. I'm there to present the example. I just want to know what is capital then? What is revenue? Yes, everyone, it is very simple, but most of us never paying any attention towards it. Yes, everyone. Revenue, expenditure, interest paid, subsidies, grants given. Okay. First, we are going to understand. Yes, everyone. For you, I'm going to mention here. Yes, budget. It consists of two parts: capital budget and revenue budget. Capital receipt is basically, this capital is a word related to asset. Capital is a word related to asset, and revenue, this word related to all types of revenue, all types of revenue other than asset. मीन्स आप ऐसा सोचो कि एसेट यानी कोई जमीन खरीदना, जगह खरीदना या कोई ऐसी इंडस्ट्री बनाना, उसे कहते हैं। और रेवेन्यू जो है, अदर देन दिस एसेट, whatever the income from other side, it is a part of revenue. Capital is basically asset, clear? And revenue is basically liquid money, liquid, fast flowing in the form of taxes and all and all. Yes, everyone. As DJ asked one question, sir, will you complete the full economics syllabus before prelims, or you will leave us in middle? Let's see why you would going to take so much tension. As we are in online platform, so we are not going to run anywhere. We are not going to close our shops, even in the pandemic. Yes, everyone. It's very simple. Capital means assets. Income from asset is a capital receipt, and income or expenditure from the asset is capital expenditure. So what comes in under here? Capital receipt is basically amount received from sales of asset, shares, debentures, etc. Don't ask me what is debenture, because it is a surprising thing, and I am going to discuss this thing in the security market. What is debenture? Yes. So sale of asset. This sale of asset nowadays it is very popular. That is known as disinvestment. And those who don't know disinvestment, in simple word, sale of government company. And you know that there are many government of India's company PSUs are on sale. Clear? So sale of asset means by selling any particular asset, if the income comes, that comes under the capital receipt. Clear? And what is capital expenditure? An amount spent to create the asset. Amount paid by the government to create the asset is known as capital expenditure. So what government is going to do? Government is going to purchase land. Government is going to build the buildings. Yes, government is going to purchase shares. That is known as creation of asset. So how shares can be considered as an asset for government? Because if any particular company is going to sell their shares, government can purchase that company. Government can invest in that. That is share. Clear? So capital expenditure is basically the amount spent to create asset is known as capital expenditure, and capital receipt, that is amount received from this capital, that is by selling the asset, by shares, by debentures or etc. जैसे कोई सरकारी कंपनी है, yes, let's take example of it. For example, BHEL, one government company is there, and if BHEL sells their shares, so when BHEL is going to sell their share, where it comes? It comes under capital budget. It comes as a part of capital receipt. Yes, is that clear to you? Yes, is that clear to you? Yes, boys and girls, capital budget is clear to you? Next, revenue receipt. Revenue receipt is basically all types of revenue, incoming revenue, including taxes. It is not just taxes. Please try to understand it. All other forms of incoming revenue is considered as a part of it. That is known as revenue receipt. Taxation is important, but other than taxes, the other forms of revenue is there. Revenue expenditure. So what kind of revenue expenditure? A very best example of revenue expenditure is salaries given by government, interest payment given by the government in over the loan, मीन्स बोथ टाइप ऑफ लोन, इंटरनल एंड एक्सटर्नल. यदि सरकार कोई कर्ज लेता है यानी अपनों से या फिर बाहरी मुल्कों से, तो उनका जो पेमेंट करना होता है इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट, दैट इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट कम्स अंडर दिस. देन subsidies, whatever the subsidies government is going to provide in all sectors, that comes under revenue expenditure. So these are the two parts of budget: capital budget and revenue budget. Capital budget is basically related to asset, and revenue budget is related to all forms of revenue including taxes. Yes, is that clear to you, boys and girls? Yes, is that clear to you? Good. Now the next thing: development expenditure, non-development expenditure, plan expenditure, non-plan expenditure. So development expenditure is basically related to create asset. This expenditure was related to create the asset, and non-development is for paying salary, etc. Clear? Development, to develop something means, for example, government constructed dams, government constructed roads, yes, etc. But what happened later means, in decade of 1980s and 1990s, there was a huge criticism over the word development expenditure and non-development expenditure. Means generally the non-development means बेफिजूल. In Hindi it is just like that. Non-development means बिना किसी काम के हम खर्च कर रहे हैं. So basically it was criticized by many. It was criticized by many that it is a discrimination against the people who are working for your government. You are not considering them as an asset. You are considering them as a liability. So that's why after that there was a change in the word, and now the words are basically plan expenditure and non-plan expenditure. Plan expenditure and non-plan expenditure. These two words are used nowadays related to public finance. Public expenditure and plan expenditure and non-plan expenditure. So what exactly plan expenditure, what exactly non-plan expenditure, how we are going to differentiate between these two, we are going to discuss. Along with that, we are going to discuss in the next lecture, that is fiscal policy. What is fiscal policy, what is the FRBM Act, and what is deficit, budget deficit, fiscal deficit, deficit financing in the next lecture. Yes everyone, so I hope whatever the concept I have mentioned in this lecture is clear to you. Yes, if you have any doubt, any confusion, you can ask me. Yes everyone, related to that, if you are having any confusion, any doubt, you can ask me. Or if you don't have any doubt, don't worry, we are going to discuss this aspect in next lecture. Tomorrow we have a lecture at 11 o'clock, and the remaining aspect, plan expenditure, non-plan expenditure, deficit, fiscal policy and all, we are going to discuss in the next lecture. Yes everyone, so I hope there is no problem, no doubt at all. Do you have any problem, any question, anything? Nothing? Good. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. But before that, I just want to tell you one thing, that is Unacademy Combat is there on February 7th at 11 AM. Format is clear: 45 minutes, 60 questions and 13 combats. Yes, If you like the video, please like it, share it, subscribe it, and tell others to join this session. This is a special class for economy. This crash course will launch for you only. So please be there. And if you want to contact with me, if you want to have any, what we can say, question queries related to it, then we are going to have a communication over the Telegram channel at Unacademy underscore Harshvardhan. If you like the way of teaching, then please like, share, subscribe, and if and only if like it, then please dedicate your hats. You can write the reviews there, and before that, please subscribe to Unacademy because your subscription matters a lot. Yes, and you're talking about session on budget and economic survey. Yes, I'm going to take it. But do you know one thing? Without understanding the basic concept, if you start mugging up the things, it is not useful. Yes, budget is important, economic survey is important, but it is for examination and exam is far away from it. टाइम है ना भाई साहब? है मैडम, टाइम है ना अभी? ये न्यूज़ चैनल की तरह क्यों आप ऐसे एकदम उछल कूद के पढ़ते हो? नहीं, अभी देखना है, अभी पढ़ना है, अभी समझना है. First, try to understand economy. Once you understood it very well, then it is really simple. And why you are taking so much tension? I'm here. I'm going to explain that. It's my duty. Don't worry, boys and girls. Yes. So thank you very much once again. Have a good day, great day, and see you at 12:15. Yes, today we are going to discuss the Quit India movement.